Oh God, it's all gone to Let's get into it.
Here we go.
Hello, welcome to the match reaction with me, James, and we have just, we'll talk about it. Please like, subscribe. I'll get that one on. Like, subscribe, share, and hype. And stale baguettes are considered a weapon. If you didn't know. Um, Thank you for joining me. If you're there, I think we've got a comment already. Tom Rogers, bad result. We are far the better side. Need to win games. You should win. We definitely need to win the games that we should win. So we'll dive straight into it, guys. Leeds United 0, Sunderland 1. Please, if you're watching, get some comments and tell me your opinions. Tell me your thoughts. Um, Tell me if you want to punch something, because I feel like that after witnessing that debacle of a football match. So we'll get straight into the game. First, I'll get the teams up, what he decided to go with, which we all can pretty much know it's going to be the same team with Darlow, Justin, Roden, Strout, Goodmanson, Boglestad, Campbell, Grab, Aronson, Calvert Lewin. I'm not mad at the fact he's gone for the same team. I thought we looked pretty fit. Didn't look like anyone was struggling for fitness. Maybe quality, but fitness we didn't seem to be struggling with. So I understand the consistency game. In hindsight, when you watch the match and how they set up, probably could have started with two up top, but it was the same team that did so well against Manchester City. Got another comment in here. Fergal, Jesus, I'm pissed off. Darlow should have saved. Amps was off it, etc. etc. Yeah, I mean, in an overall view of the game, I felt like it was a very poor quality game. I thought we controlled a lot of it, but with no real impetus and no control. I thought evening Einar, welcome mate. I thought Sunderland were shit. I'll be honest, I don't think they were very good at all, but neither were we really. But um yeah, it is. It's a bit of an anticlimax after some of the recent games we've had and how well we've competed in them, and coming back from the 2-0 down at Chelsea and going to Villa and probably should have getting the victory and then doing well against Man City, although we lost the game. It was very reminiscent of the first season under Farke against Sunderland. Very They all just sat back in the box and we just toiled around and didn't really cause many problems for them. Yeah, there was a lot of action in the game, but not any quality. There was a lot of balls into the box that came to nothing. There was a lot of passing the ball around. There's not a really lot of talking points in terms of good quality. I mean, I'll put a few up here. We'll get into it, but I'll literally get to the point. So we finally get a breakthrough in the second half after not really doing much. And as soon as you see the replay, you know that Roden's offside, and you think, great. And then lo and behold, straight after, we have a goal chalked off for offside. The inevitable happens as so many years gone by for Leeds, where you think you score a goal or you miss a penalty, and they're not up the other end. a handball, which was blatant for everyone to see. I don't know what they were trying to argue. And it's the worst. I mean, the penalty just encapsulated the state of the game. It was the shittest penalty, and I was really praying that Darlow was going to save it. And I thought, I had a feeling he was going to, and I don't know why, because I've never really had confidence in Darlow whenever he's been in goal. But he's been pretty good the last few games. But I just had this sense of, I think he might save this, and he didn't. He fucking didn't. Such a poor penalty, and it sort of hit his hip and went in. And oh god, it that the whole miss, the whole offside goal, and then going up and the way we concede the penalty, and then the penalty the way it's taken. Everything just was like, yeah, this is one of them. This is one of them games. Martin Cook, we counted our chickens before they hatched, James. Need a reset. Too much emotion after Man City, and it unnerved us. We got to stay cool. Still convinced about Darlow. Do you know what? I think there was an element of, after coming through them games and playing very well and not really expecting to win the games, but to compete well. And then we're coming up against these games where everyone thinks that we should be winning, and we probably should have won that game today. We were very sort of like, it was a very kick rush game. Like, no quality, no one really getting the foot on the ball. Our usual sort of cool, controlled players, i.e. Ampadu. It was just a mess. It was a mess all over the pitch. I'll get the stats with the game. I mean, they don't really tell the story of the game because we all watched it, but I'll get them up anyway because it just does show. This is the momentum. We had a lot of it without no real end product, we'll say. There's a penalty goal, and then the stats say the same. Like, when you have 17 shots and 4 on target, but an XG of 1.3, and their 0.86 is the penalty, because I checked it just before the penalty, and they had an XG of 0.01, which tells a story. So yeah, I mean, you could, as much as we can sit there and say we've dominated that game, we dominated it with no real effect, which is a shame, because I thought after the way we performed, I thought we really could hurt Sunderland, because they're shit away, and they were poor today. We just, I think the occasion got to us a little bit. I think there was this idea that we had to win the game, because we've got 4 home games left now, and we're looking at these home games thinking, we can get points in all these home games, and then our first one that's come up that we think we can get points on, and we haven't. We've ended up losing the game. I mean, I don't think Sunderland really deserve to win the game by all, but they have, and that's what's happened. And I'm still not convinced about Darlow anyway, Martin. Brought into the occasion, maybe feels grubby and selling it. Yeah, it was. I mean, you could see it from the start. The way we started the game, we wanted to start fast and sort of get at them a bit, but again, it was just like no sort of control. Maybe we needed to just be a little bit more measured about it. And again, like I say, in hindsight, I'm not, because I wasn't mad about the starting lineup, but maybe in hindsight, you could look at it and go, maybe these games we can maybe start 2 up front, give them a different thing to think about. Let's get some of the talking points I've got up here. Disallowed goal. I mean, he was offside. There's not really much to say about it. It's a great ball in from Stack. Roden on the back post. It sort of just seemed to just hit him in the head. But yeah, as soon as you seen the replay, I was like, he's offside. There's no real debate about it, unfortunately. But it was just one of them games. It was going to happen, and then straight away, it was almost immediate, wasn't it? This is, like I said in the earlier, it's almost inevitable when it comes to Leeds in these sorts of games. These games come along for us quite often in recent history, where it's like in Bielsa games and in the Championship under Farker, where we dominate and we don't really do a lot, but then we'll get a penalty and we'll miss the penalty, and then the team will go up and score, or we'll have a goal and it gets disallowed, and it's exactly what happened. I mean, why did he do that? It just you're not getting away with it. You're not getting away with that. And the fact he was protesting it as well. I mean, Ampadu's been excellent this season. He's really stepped up a lot better than I expected him to in this in the Premiership, in the Premier League. Really, really played well this season. I thought he's been fantastic. But the last game was a bit edgy. This game again, a little bit off it. But that penalty is there was no need for it. Absolutely no need for that. You're getting caught. You're absolutely getting caught. But I do want to bring this up though. It says we all seem to get caught. Now, maybe I'm being a bit. I think maybe that was a penalty. I mean, judging on the performance tonight and how we were playing and how sort of things transpired, whether we would have scored the penalty tonight is a different matter. But I think that was a penalty on Pascal. I don't know. Anyone else? But again, it's another thing that's wasn't really looked at again, which is really, really annoying. At Leeds, we were so flat, but again, could have had 2 pens, a strike pull down, and then one of their players had the ball between both arms, basically holding the ball. Yeah, well, we know there's a conspiracy against Leeds United. We'll say that. Like I said, mate, we could have had 7 pens tonight, and whether we would have scored any of them, it just didn't seem to be one of them games that we were going to score. It seemed to be one of them games that we weren't going to score, which is exactly what I've said here. We could have been playing we could have still been playing now, and I don't think we were going to score. It just weren't happening. It didn't even look like we were getting to that points. And the small moments where we thought, oh yeah, we just, I mean, the, the 2 defenders for Sunderland, the one, not Ballard, the other one he played pretty well, the other defender, he did well. I thought Ballard weren't very good though, but they were bigged him up. There was one where it come into the box and it just hit him, and then he started celebrating like he just made the best clearance ever, and he had no idea how he managed to defend the ball. But yeah, another thing, Bogle shooting was pap. There was one in that first half where it went out for a throw in, and the other thing about that shot as well, it was that much of a bad shot, and it was that slow. Goodmanson could have went and got the ball, but he stood there going, "Why didn't you pass to me?" And I'm like, "Goodmanson, just go and get the ball, mate." And it ended up going out, trickling out for a throw in. But yeah, Bogle's, after talking about his great balls the other day, Bogle shooting was pappily dappalala. Good. I think everyone's shooting was. Piro's not scoring this season, is he? It's not happening for him. I mean, bringing him on to get a goal, just don't think it's going to happen for him. I really don't. So maybe just don't bring him on. Yeah, I said this earlier. I think maybe we should start with 2 up top today. That's in hindsight, because as I keep saying, I didn't begrudge the fact that he started the same team, especially because they all seemed to be fit. They didn't have any issues. No one was really struggling. It was just, I think, we set up a little bit too respectfully. I understand his consistency, and he likes to try and keep it as the same team, and I get that. Maybe he knows he's going to be making a few changes for the FA Cup game. But I just, again, it's in hindsight. I think maybe we should have went 2 up top. What do you guys think? Started with that. Just to pose a different problem, because I think if Sunderland probably watched the last 2 games and seen how we started and who we started with, and I mean, they didn't really do a lot, Sunderland. I thought Sunderland were really bad, but we were just as bad. So it was a very, very poor game. Um, Stack's free kicks were broken tonight. He had that one that the keeper made a sort of decent save, but decent ball in for Roland's offside goal. But he had enough. He had enough free kicks tonight to, stick one in. But they just weren't. Nothing was coming off. And I mean, you can't really blame him for it. It's just one of them games where nothing seemed to be working for us. It's a hard one. It's a real hard one to take, guys. After and watching it, we've just seen these games so often as a Leeds fan. We've seen these games, and like I said, we could have still been playing tonight, and we weren't scoring. I didn't think Sunderland were going to score either because they didn't even look like they were even going to get a shot, and then Blue just decides to give them a penalty. Poor game. Sunderland have really got away smash and grab there. Although we didn't create a lot going forward. I mean, we created a lot, but nothing. Just contradicted myself there. We got a lot of balls in the box. We'll say that without really causing their keeper too much problems. We didn't test the keeper enough, which is disappointing. I don't know where that leaves us now. I mean, I haven't put the table up. I ain't got the table this time because I mean, there was only 4 games tonight. Burnley lost. Wolves are still playing. Liverpool, I think that was 0-0 the last time I checked. I don't know if that's changed. And the other game doesn't really affect us. Bournemouth and Brentford, I think that finished 0-0 as well. So the table is pretty much as was, but now we've got an extra game, so it allows teams to catch us up a little bit and narrow that gap, which is what I didn't want to do. So if we can get out of this loss with, a few teams, maybe Forest have got Man City. So hoping they can do us a favour, Man City. Man City are pretty good after Christmas, so and West Ham are away at Fulham, or they're playing Fulham, and Fulham, maybe Fulham can do us a favour. Crystal Palace and Spurs on Thursday, so I guess you want Crystal Palace to win that, don't you? But that's what we've got to hope for now, that all the other teams fail to sort of win. I thought we could drop a place on Thursday. We could. But we're still above them. We still got very winnable games. We can put this one down to just one of them games. I don't think this is going to be a like a new sort of run where we go on a few losing games. I mean, in terms of performance wise, it weren't a pretty performance, but we were still dominant without really creating a lot. And like I said, Sunderland are lucky to get a win today because we gave them that win. They didn't earn that win at all. So it is what it is. We move on. We move on to change of scenery. FA Cup on Sunday against Norwich. Like I said, I think there'll be a few changes for that game, which is probably why he maybe went same team tonight, because he knows that there's going to be a few changes. It's not really a lot more to say about that game today, guys. It's a deflating one because we're all expecting us to really turn them over. We probably should have turned them over, but again, I think we just needed to be a bit more measured. I think we didn't need to go gung ho as much as it was, because the game turned very, very sloppy and scrappy. No one was getting control of it. That's what we needed. We just needed a calm head in there today. I think if we'd have had someone in there just calming it down a little bit, I think we may have been able to, you know, get the win that we needed. But it was just a very, very poor game. It wasn't a good advertisement for Premier League football. It was it was shocking. But we move on. Not too disappointed. Like I said, hoping that we're very good at learning from how we do in games. We're very good at doing that in the past. I'm hoping that this one will be another little learning curve for us, and we can fix some of them issues that we had there today. Maybe it might mean bring a couple of changes in when we come back. I think we've got, is it Crystal Palace we've got next away? Um, so maybe there might be a few changes for that, depending on how the FA Cup game goes. Um, any any thoughts on the pens from anyone else? Um, well, like I said, I think we would have probably missed them anyway. The two pens. I will get this up. This is going to be a hard one to pick though, because
Leeds House, man of the match.
there wasn't any real quality out there tonight. And I tell you what, I was surprised at, because I thought I thought Aronson was okay today. I thought Aronson was quite good, and I was a bit surprised when he took Aronson off, because I think if anyone was going to do something, it looked like it was going to be him. So when he brought him off, I was a bit surprised. Um, But Nonto was okay. I think James is still. He did put one good ball in, but he seems to. I don't know. He didn't look as fast as he usually does. Maybe his injuries have taken a little bit of speed off him, but it's going to take a little bit of time for a minute to come up to get up to speed. Get his speed up to speed. But I will give Aronson the man of the match. There's no one else really that I thought was defensively. We didn't really have to do much defensively. Attacking wise, there weren't really a lot, and I thought Aronson out of any of them was going to do something. Disgraceful, a lot of them. I mean, it was, yeah. I mean, you can feel like that after. Yeah, he was. Again, it's like you're asking a lot of him, and there were a few times where he was. If you're going to put balls up to him to win flick-ons, you need people running off him, and that wasn't. It's not something that we were doing. So I mean, I think if you're playing balls up to him to hold up, then fair enough. But you're playing these balls that he's just flicking on, and there's no one running off. So it's almost like a wasted bit of expenditure from Calvert-Lewin there. Ampadu, in fact, cost us going defensively than Ampadu. Why? Why do you need to hand the ball away? Why? I agree. You're not getting away with it. I mean, I'm not going to knock Fact too much. I mean, Fact's getting as much criticism as he always gets when the result goes against us. I mean, there's a lot about what happened out there that you can't really knock him for. Like, I understand why he decides to go for the same team. In hindsight, I think he probably should have gone a little bit different. I think he could have played two up top. But the Ampadu one, yeah, I mean, I agree, mate. There's just you're not getting away with doing that shit in this league. Unless it's against Leeds, then you might get away with it. But when you're playing for Leeds, you are not getting away with that shit. They are. It's just it's what's the word? It's like they just wait, don't they? They sit and wait. Even when we're doing well, they still come out and criticise certain things about it. But yeah, He doesn't, mate. All Fat does is make excuses. Make excuses in what sense do you mean? What do you mean he makes excuses? He defends his players. I mean, I don't think it was a good performance from the players tonight, but you can sort of knock him for maybe not picking different players, I guess. But I mean, you can't blame him for the handball. I mean, if he doesn't handball it, we finished the game 0-0, which is not ideal because I didn't see Sunderland scoring at all. So if he doesn't handball it, we finish the game 0-0. It's not ideal, but we at least get a point and a clean sheet. He made subs a little bit earlier than usual. He switched it about. He changed his formation. Again, but there's no real superstars that we've got that can change a game like that. That's so poor in quality when it's a bit kick rush. We haven't got that superstar that we probably need at times like this. It's not that on Fark out here. You can't excuse that lineup. He went defensive, not blaming him for the handball. It's just a defensive. He does it every game and draws up. Draws don't keep us up. I mean, in terms of defensive, I think if you look at in terms of how the setup might look defensive because of you've got Bogle and Goodmanson, but they almost play as wingers, and they have done against better opposition and attacking wise against better opposition. We've looked good against Villa. We look good against Man City. We look good for parts of it, and even in the Chelsea game, it got us back into the game. The only thing that not even criticised, the only thing that I would have changed was just put the two up top. That's it. I mean, like I don't criticise the lineup because I think the lineup and judging by the game, although it was poor quality, no one looked unfit. No one looked like they were struggling in terms of the game. It was just not going to happen. Guru is useless, mate. I've got him on my footy manager game at Life Spartans. That's how bad he is. Yeah, but I mean, you know what you get from Gurev, mate. He's just he ticks the ball over, and he's good at stopping teams from breaking on you. But he's got his limitations. I agree, but I don't think Gurev was the fault of why we. Because I mean, if you look at it, they've had three shots all game. I can't even remember, and one of them was a penalty. I think he's on about having Gurev. I know, yeah. I mean, you take Gurev out and you put Mecha in. That's it. That's it. I mean, I don't. I don't bemoan. I don't bemoan the starting line because of how we've performed in the last few games. But that's two losses on the bounce now. First time since November, and both been at home as well. One of them was against Man City, which we're unlucky to lose. This game, we shouldn't have lost it. We shouldn't have lost the game. It wasn't a great game. We weren't great going forward. Didn't create a lot, but we definitely didn't deserve to lose the game. We just have lost it because of Ampadu. Yeah, mate. I mean, does feel like you're happy with that, and that's not good enough. We are Leeds United, not York City. But I've subbed and liked you. Seem a great guy. Cheers. It's not that I'm happy with it, mate. I just think that this is football, and you just get these sort of games that happen. And being a Leeds fan, we've witnessed this for years and years and years, where and it happened under Bielsa, where we dominated a game, and we just never looked like we were going to score, and then a sloppy goal gets given against us, and we give a sloppy goal away, and we end up losing the game, like Wigan, for instance, that springs to mind. It's not that I'm happy with it. Of course, I'm not happy with it. I just know that we've still got enough in us to stay up. We've still got winnable games. We just need to, be a bit more. Have a bit more nous about us in these sorts of games. I think we knew We should have known how Sunderland were going to set up. They were going to set up to just stop us, and be a bit more braver. Have some more shots from outside. There's still this idea that we can, unless you bogle, don't shoot if you bogle. Try and work the ball up to the edge of the area, and it allows them to get in. Just like have some shots. I mean, get some earlier crosses in. We did it a little bit in the end of the second half, but it's all panicky and a bit rushed, and it's like I said, we could still be playing tonight and we weren't scoring. These games happen, mate. They happen. I mean, if this went on for a few games, and then I'll probably be joining you saying this is shit. It's not very good. Win the FA Cup game and stop the losing run. Yeah, they are abysmal. They're crap. But anyway, JB, thanks for the sub, mate. I appreciate it. We will go down playing like that. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like Fark and the players should be held accountable for that performance, but they won't. I'm just so passionate. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. But I think you can't judge whether we go down on this one performance when you can look back since the last Man City game. You have to look even before that game. Like, we weren't getting the results, but in a lot of games we were very competitive. We played very well, and we didn't deserve some of the results that we got. So I have to judge it on the whole, mate. And I understand that these games are going to happen, especially, we're a promoted team. We haven't got the quality that other teams have got. And I think we've got more quality than maybe Sunderland to an extent. These games happen, but I'm going to judge it on the whole season and not just this one poor game. But even as poor as we were tonight, we still didn't deserve to lose the game. Just go outside, sit in the garden, look at the stars, and just woosah. Just chill, man. Just chill. Don't let football destroy you this way. It's a sickener to take that we've lost this game, but I'm still very, very confident in we've got enough about us. And like I say, I believe in us enough that we can react. We're pretty good at reacting to certain games and certain results. So I'm hoping that we can absolutely smash Norwich on Sunday. Take this result on them a little bit. I could drive down there and scream at them, lads. Do that if you want. If it makes you feel better, do it. Go and just find Eddie Gray or something and just scream in his face, because he probably won't hear you now anyway. Just scream at somebody. Go and punch. Go and find one of them painted Leeds things around Leeds and just punch it. Punch that. But just we're going to be okay. Trust me, we're going to be okay. We're not going down. We're going to win some more games. Okay, this is just a very typical. We have one of these games in us every bloody season, and we've got rid of it. We've got rid of it now. No, you calm me down, bro. Sickening, really sickening to hear Leeds falling apart. Well, it was any time we lose or go behind, we hear that Leeds are falling apart. But football has a funny way of biting you in the ass. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine. And if we're not, we'll just have to come back up again, won't we? But I'm confident that we're going to be absolutely fine. Bad game, bad result. We move on to Norwich, guys. We move on to Norwich. And we just go and win the FA Cup and get into Europe. We need to beat Palace, though. I mean, we probably need to beat every team we play, according to some fans. But yeah, we'll need to win. 2 losses on the trot. You hope to think we'll go into the Palace game and do something. The pressure's off. We're away from Elland Road, because obviously that's the other thing as well. We're getting into this last stretch of games, and we've got these games at home that everyone's looking at going, yeah, we can win these games, very winnable games. Just adds a little bit of pressure onto. So maybe going away from Elland Road and playing in an away match where there's not that expectation that we're going to automatically win the game, and maybe it just plays into our hands a little bit. We can go and put on a performance because I think away from home we've been pretty good. We've only won one. I'll give you that. We've only won one game, but the performance wise, when you think about all of the away games that we've played since that Man City game, we've been pretty good. Probably the poorest performance wise away from home was probably the Chelsea game, which we ended up drawing anyway. We did well to get back in that game. But we've been pretty good away from home, and I think maybe we just need to turn it a little bit and maybe get a result away from home. I'll back us. I'll back us to do it. I'll back us to go to Palace and win. I'll back us to win every game. So I'm as calm as shit when we sort of don't win, but I always predict us to win every game. So I'll get onto my prediction for the Norwich FA Cup game, and I'm going to predict us to win 5-0. And that's a real score. That's not me being a silly one like I usually am. I'll go for a 5-0. I think we'll turn it on a little bit. Goal scorers, not sure because I think he's going to make some changes. I think Metro will play. Metro will score. I think I'll rest Calvert-Lewin, I reckon. Maybe he'll give Perot another game. Perot's not scoring this season, is he? So I'm not going to say Perot. But yeah, I'll go 5-0. What you think, guys? Let me get your predictions in for the Norwich game, for our cup run that we're going to go on and win the FA Cup, or at least get to the final and probably play a Champions League team. So we'll be in Europe anyway. But yeah, Einar is gone for 3-1. Fergal will draw with Palace, beat Scum, and 2-0 versus Norwich. I mean, I'll take that. I'll take a draw with Palace and beating Scum in their own backyard. I think we owe them. We owe them a win in the Premier League, don't we? We owe Manchester United a win at Old Trafford. I mean, the last time we won there was the FA Cup. I don't think we beat them in the Premier League at Old Trafford. So we're due one. We're due a win, and maybe we'll get it this season. In fact, I think say maybe we will. We'll get that victory this year. Any more predictions for Norwich? If there's anyone there, JB, you've calmed down now, mate. Come on, give me your prediction for the Norwich game. I think I might be going to this game actually. Might be going to it. So if I do a show after match reaction, not match reaction, I do Sunday Club, it might be a bit of a later one because I obviously have to travel down from Leeds. So I will put one on, but it might be a little bit late, guys. It might not be the 7 o'clock. Hopefully Kevin will be available to come on as well. He'll be back on Sunday. I might have to get him to set it up, but we'll see. Yeah, so relax. It's a poor game. It's a loss. It's a typical Leeds loss that we have every season. Disallow goal, go down and give away a penalty. It's the shittest penalty ever, and we end up losing the game. We can't. Football's football, and football sometimes will just football you into the face, and you just have to take these football games, and yeah, it is what it is. But just relax. Yeah, thank you guys for coming and talking to me. It's been an absolute pleasure as usual. This has been Match Reaction at the Leeds House with me, James. And remember, please like, subscribe, share, hype, and again, stale baguettes can be considered a weapon if you use them right. Yeah, do all that, share, do all that things. Remember, tell your Leeds friends, your Leeds supporter friends, tell your Leeds supporting enemies. Tell anybody to get involved and watch this. Thank you, Einar. and it's a pleasure speaking to you guys as well. So I think I'm gonna end this stream now, guys. Just relax. Let me take that comment off. It's not the end of the world. We will get back on track, and we'll stay in this league. I will see you Sunday, guys. Take care.